Konnichiwa. Today I'm gonna share a 3-day itinerary to fully enjoy the beauty of Kyoto. I actually squeezed this itinerary into just 2 days, but I hope you will take your time and enjoy Kyoto at a relaxed pace. So let's get started on this amazing trip. So let's kick off our trip in the Arashiyama area, which is in the western part of Kyoto. From Kyoto Station, take the JR Sagano line for about 20 minutes to the last stop, Saga Arashiyama Station. When you step off the train, you will feel the fresh air and see the mountains covered in green. It's a perfect way to start your Kyoto adventure surrounded by nature. Just a short walk from the station, you will find the famous bamboo grove. The path is lined with tall green bamboo on both sides, making it feel like a green tunnel. The morning sunlight shines through the bamboo leaves, creating a peaceful and magical atmosphere. If you visit in the morning, there are fewer people around, and all you can hear is the sound of the wind and birds. It's a really calming and refreshing experience. After walking through the bamboo grove, you will come across Tenryuji Temple, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This Zen temple was built in the 14th century, and its garden blends perfectly with the backdrop of Arashiyama's mountains. The moss-covered garden, the peaceful pond, and the mountains rising behind it creating a stunning view. You will want to take your time to enjoy. Walk slowly through the temple grounds and soak in the beauty of the historical buildings and the refined garden. After visiting Tenryuji, head to Togetsukyo Bridge, a symbol of Arashiyama. This wooden bridge crosses the Katsugyu River, and its elegant look has been captured in paintings and photos for centuries. From the bridge, you can take in the sound of the flowing river and surrounding mountains. You'll see boats slowly drifting down the river and people taking pictures near the bridge. As you feel the gentle breeze, you can truly enjoy Kyoto's nature and the slow pace of life here. If you have some extra time, I recommend taking the Sagano romantic train that departs from Arashiyama. This retro sightseeing train runs slowly through the gorge along the Hose River, offering close-up views of the beautiful scenery in every season. The autumn leaves are especially breathtaking, and sight of the Crimson Mountains from the train windows is something you will never forget. I've made a detailed video about the Sagano train, so check it out if you're interested. After soaking in the nature and history of Arashiyama, it's time for an early lunch. In this area, you will find many traditional cafes and Japanese restaurants. How about trying Kyoto's famous dish, Nishin Soba? Nishin Soba is a special type of soba noodles served with sweet and savory simmered herring and a rich, fragrant broth. The flavor of the fish and the gentle taste of the broth blend together perfectly, warming you up and giving you a nice boost of energy. In Arashiyama, you can enjoy Nishin Soba at cozy, old-style houses or at long-established restaurants with garden views. It's a perfect way to relax during your trip. If you wanna try more local flavors, I also recommend yuba, which is known for its delicate sweetness and soft texture, another Kyoto specialty. After lunch, let's head to one of Kyoto's most iconic spots, Kinkakuji, also known as the Golden Pavilion. From Saga Arashiyama Station, take the JR line back toward Kyoto Station for about 15 minutes and get off at Enmachi Station. Then transfer a city bus for about 10 minutes and get off the Kinkakuji bus stop. As you ride the bus, you'll see the cityscape gradually give way to the greenery of the Kitayama area. Before long, you'll arrive at the stunning Kinkakuji. Kinkakuji's official name is Rokonji, and it was originally built as a villa for Shogun Ashikaga Yoshimitsu in the late 14th century. Later, it was turned into a temple. After several fires and other disasters, the current building was rebuilt in 1955. As soon as you step into the temple grounds, you will be amazed by the sight of shining golden pavilion. The reflection of Kinkakuji on the pond called Kyokochi is stunning and a perfect spot for photos. One of the best things about Kinkakuji is how it changes with the seasons. In spring, the gold shines next to the cherry blossom and fresh greenery. In summer, the blue sky and lush green make the gold stand out even more. In autumn, the contrast with red leaves is breathtaking. In winter, the snowy golden pavilion creates a magical scene. Follow the walking path around the temple and enjoy Kinkakuji from different angles. You will also notice the moss-covered garden and traditional stone lanterns, which give a true Kyoto feel. You might want to buy a Kinkakuji charm from the temple grounds as a special souvenir. After taking in the beauty, there are a tea house near the exit where you can relax with some matcha and sweets while enjoying the view of the garden. By the time you finish exploring Kinkakuji, It will probably be late afternoon or early evening. Take a bus or taxi back to the city center and check into my hotel. Staying near Kyoto Station or the Shijo Kawaramachi area is convenient, but if you choose a traditional ryokan, you can enjoy a more authentic Kyoto's atmosphere. So, it's time for dinner. For the first night, why not enjoy some local, casual food without feeling too formal? When people think of Kyoto, they might picture fancy kaiseki meals, but actually Kyoto is also famous for its ramen scene. There are so many options to choose from, places known for their rich chicken-based broth, and others that serve creative ramen with Kyoto vegetables. As I strolled around Kawaramachi, Kyoto's downtown area, I couldn't resist the mouth-watering smell of delicious food. I stepped into a ramen shop and slurped up a hot bowl of noodles. It was the perfect way to warm up and satisfy my hunger after a day of exploring. I still had some energy after dinner, so I took a walk through Pontocho, a narrow alley lined with traditional lanterns. As I strolled along the Kamogawa River, I heard the gentle sound of the water and enjoyed the charming night view. It was the perfect way to end my first day in Kyoto. Once I got back to my hotel, I took a good rest and recharged for the next day. I had wrapped up an amazing first day full of history and nature, and I was ready to dive even deeper in Kyoto's culture and sights. On the fresh morning of day 2, we will start our day exploring the Higashiyama area in eastern Kyoto. Our first destination is Kiyomizudera Temple. From my hotel, take a city bus for 15 minutes and get off the Kiyomizumichi bus stop. From there, walk up a gentle slope. Along the way, you'll pass shops and tea houses, and even in the early morning, you'll see other business and school groups making their way to the temple. After about 10 minutes walk, you will arrive at the bright red Neomon Gate. Kiyomizudera was founded in 778 and is one of Kyoto's most famous temples, even registered as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. As you enter the temple grounds and approach the main hall, you'll come face to face with the famous Kiyomizu stage. This wooden terrace is built right over a 13-meter cliff, using a traditional method where not a single nail was used to hold it together. Standing at the edge of the stage, you'll have the breathtaking view of Kyoto's cityscape below. With the crisp morning air and a view that stretches all the way to Kyoto Tower and beyond, you'll definitely feel like you've truly arrived in Kyoto. Before we leave, there's one thing we shouldn't miss: making a wish at the Emma Bars. These wooden plaques are lined up across the temple grounds. I picked one up and thought, what should I write? A safe trip? Good health? Happiness for my family? But no, I had to go big. I hope to reach 100,000 subscribers. I wrote it with all my heart. Trying my plaque to the board, I felt excited, thinking my wish was now part of so many others. After that, I went down to the Ottawa waterfall, located below the main stage. The water flows from 3 separate streams, each said to bring different blessings: success in studies, love, and long life. I picked up a ladle and splashed some water on my hand. The cold, clear water was so refreshing, and I thought, alright, I'm sure I got my blessing. After enjoying my visit to Kiyomizudera, I strolled down the slope, soaking in the old town atmosphere. Right outside the temple grounds, I found the Sannen Zaka and Ninen Zaka, 2 stone-paved streets lined with traditional Kyoto-style buildings. The shops and tea houses along these streets made me feel like I had stepped back in time. I walked slowly and popped into a few shops that caught my eye. At one Yasashi specialty store, I sampled some freshly made soft Yasashi sweets, and I couldn't resist treating myself to a matcha soft serve ice cream. This matcha soft serve is made with rich, high-quality uji matcha and has a deep, creamy flavor. With just one bite, you'll taste the delicate aroma of matcha, a slight bitterness and a smooth sweetness. With the traditional sweets as a backdrop, holding a matcha ice cream in one hand and snapping a few photos will make a lovely memory of your Kyoto trip. Once I reach the bottom of the slope, walk a little further toward Shinkakuji Street and I'll arrive at Yasaka Shrine, the guardian shrine of the Gion area. Step through the bright vermilion gate and into the grounds. Known as the stage for Kyoto famous Gion festival, Yasaka Shrine is also believed to protect against sickness and bring beauty. If you're lucky, you might see a bride and groom taking wedding photos here. In the fresh morning air, purify yourself at the Temizuya, say a prayer, and wish for a safe and happy day. After exploring the famous spots in Higashiyama, it's time for a well-deserved lunch. Around the Gion area, you'll find plenty of restaurants serving traditional Kyoto dishes. How about trying a set meal of Kyoto Obanzai? Obanzai refers to a variety of small home-style side dishes featuring seasonal vegetables. You'll enjoy lightly seasoned simmered dishes, vegetable salads, yuba tofu dishes, and other healthy and colorful Kyoto-style home cooking. Eating lunch in a calm, Machiya-style restaurant will be the perfect way to relax and recharge after all the sightseeing. Now, after lunch, let's visit one more Kyoto highlight. We are heading to Ginkakuji, also known as the Silver Pavilion, tucked away in the northeastern part of Higashiyama. From the Kiyomizudera area, it's about a 13-minute taxi ride. Ginkakuji was originally built as a villa by Shogun Ashikaga Yoshimasa, the 8th shogun of the Muromachi shogunate, and later became a Zen temple. It's considered the counterpart to Kinkakuji and is a symbol of wabi-sabi, the beauty of simplicity and imperfection. In contrast to the shiny gold of Kinkakuji, Ginkakuji's quiet appearance and understated elegance are truly calming. When you enter the temple grounds, the first thing you'll notice is the impressive cone-shaped white sand mound called Kogetsudai and the Ginsadan, a wide bed of raked white sand. These are said to reflect moonlight and create a magical atmosphere for the entire garden. Beyond that lies a pond and a strolling garden with mossy stones, a peaceful pond, and a tea house that blends perfectly with the natural surroundings. As you walk through the garden, the view of the Silver Pavilion peeking out from between the trees is truly striking, like a scene from an ink painting. But Ginkakuji's charm isn't just in its architecture. You can also climb a path along the hill behind the temple for a panoramic view of the entire grounds. From up there, you can enjoy the seasonal scenery, fresh green leaves in spring and beautiful autumn colors that bring the quiet of Ginkakuji to life. As the sun starts to set, evening comes to the streets of Higashiyama. From dusk to night, let's take a stroll through the charming Gion area. The western side of Yasaka Shrine, where we visited earlier, is known as Hanamikoji Street. This area is lined with traditional tea houses and restaurants along stone-paved streets. Lanterns and lamps light up along the eaves of the buildings, creating a calm and romantic atmosphere. If you're lucky, you might spot a Maiko or Geiko on her way to an evening appointment. Their white painted faces and beautiful kimonos moving gracefully through the streets are a true symbol of Kyoto. If you do see one, make sure to keep your distance and quietly enjoy the moment. For dinner on the second night, we'll enjoy something uniquely Kyoto, gyukatsu at Kyoto Katsugyu. I decided to treat myself a bit and ordered the 5000 premium Kurogi Wagyu sirloin cutlet set. This dish uses carefully selected Kurogi Wagyu sirloin with a thin crispy coating and a perfectly rare center. One of the best parts here is the small iron grill on the table where you can cook your own gyukatsu just the way you like it. Also, I was so tired from walking all day that I remembered the restaurant's line coupon and used it to get free refills of rice and miso soup. The freshly cooked rice and miso soup were the perfect comfort for my tired body. Little things like this feel like a nice reward at the end of a long day. The set comes with wasabi, soy sauce, sansho salt, and a special sauce, so you can change up the flavors as you eat and never get bored. The generous portions, the rich flavors, and the sizzling sound of the meat make this meal a truly satisfying end to the day. On the last morning of the trip, let's wake up a bit early and head to one of Kyoto's most powerful spiritual spots, Fushimi Inari Taisha. It's just a 5 minutes ride on the JR Nara line from Kyoto Station and right outside Inari Station. Arriving while it's still a bit dark, you'll see the stone lanterns along the path softly glowing, creating magical atmosphere. Walking through the bright red-way gate into the shrine grounds, you'll notice local worshippers already making their prayers, even this early. Now, it's time to head toward the most famous part of Fushimi Inari, the Senbon Torii, or Thousand Torii Gates. This tunnel of countless torii stretching up into the mountains feels like the entrance to another world. As you walk step by step through the gates along the stone-paved path, the only sounds are your footsteps and the chirping of birds. It's a truly peaceful and cleansing experience. Unlike the busy daytime hours, this early morning visit offers a rare chance to enjoy the shrine's mystical atmosphere in quiet solitude. Fushimi Inari Taisha is the head shrine of around 30,000 Inari shrines across Japan, and it has been worshipped for a long time as a place for blessings of good harvests and business success. Around the shrine grounds, you'll see countless stone fox statues. This is because foxes are said to be the messengers of the Inari deity. Each toy gate here was donated by a company or individual, and there are said to be over 10,000 of them. Seeing so many gates lined up like this is rare even worldwide, which is one reason why Fushimi Inari is so popular with visitors from abroad. Let's climb the mountain trail a bit. From some gaps in the tree gates, you can see a view of Kyoto City. As the morning sun peeks through the trees and lights up the city below with a golden glow, you'll feel like you've been rewarded for getting up early. Enjoy the walk as far as you're comfortable, but keep in mind it takes over 2 hours round trip to reach the top, so go at your own pace and don't overdo it. After coming back down to the main grounds, it's probably around 8 AM. The shops along the path are starting to open, and the area is coming back to life. Leaving Fushimi Inari, we'll hop on the train back to the city and make a quick stop at Nishiki Market. This 390-meter long arcade is packed with stalls selling Kyoto vegetables, pickles, seafood, Japanese sweets, and more. Just walking through the market is exciting. The shopkeepers call out energetically, and the delicious smells from the stalls make your mouth water, but this time I decided not to snack and to save that fun for my next visit. Still, I did feel a little regret thinking, oh, I should have at least sampled some pickles. When I started feeling a bit hungry, I headed to Gion Tokuya, a sweet shop in Gion. I tried honwarabi mochi sweets, and wow, it was shockingly delicious. The mochi was so soft and melted in my mouth that I couldn't help but think, this is like a jewel of the dessert world. To top it off, there was a layer of shaved ice underneath the dish, so each bite was a delightful mix of the cold ice and the soft mochi. It felt like a duet of sweetness and ice. Every time I took a bite, I found myself saying, wow, what is this? And smiling non-stop. It was the perfect moment to shake off all the fatigue of the trip. To wrap up the trip, we visited one last spot to connect with Kyoto's history, Nijo Castle, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. From Nishiki Market, it's just a 5-minute ride on the Tozai subway line to Nijoma Station. Nijo Castle was built by Tokugawa Ieyasu, the first shogun of the Tokugawa shogunate, in the early 17th century. During the Edo period, it served as the guardian of the Kyoto Imperial Palace and as the accommodation for the shogun's visit to Kyoto. It's also famous as the place where in 1867, the Tokugawa shogunate officially returned power to the emperor, making a major turning point in Japanese history. As I stepped into the vast grounds of Nijo Castle, surrounded by double moats, the first thing I noticed was the beautifully carved Karamon Gate. Beyond it lay the Niomaru Palace, an impressive wooden building that represents the finest style of the Momoyama period. Parts of the palace were open to the public. I was able to see the stunning wall paintings and the shogun's private rooms, preserved just as they were. As I walked through the halls, I heard the famous nightingale floors, wooden boards that chirped like birds when stepping on, designed as an early security system to alert intruders. Walking through the pine corridors and standing in the grand hall, I felt a deep sense of awe knowing that major historical decisions were made right here. After exploring the palace, take a stroll through the beautifully maintained garden. The Nijoma Garden is a pond-style strolling garden with carefully shaped pine trees and arranged stones. The reflection of the bridge on the calm water surface makes you forget the hustle and bustle of the city. Once you've circled the castle grounds, climb up the base of the old castle keep where the original tower once stood, and enjoy a panoramic view of the castle town below. It's a perfect moment to reflect on Kyoto's rich history as you wrap up your visit to this final spot. And just like that, we've come to the end of our 3-day journey. We are back at Kyoto Station, and although it's hard to say goodbye, it's almost time to leave. But with a bit of time left before my bullet train departs, I decide to head up Kyoto Tower, which stands right in front of the station. At 131 meters tall, it's not the highest tower. But since there are not many tall buildings in Kyoto, the view is amazing. From the observation deck, you get a full 360-degree view of Kyoto. You can spot Kiyomizudera, Higashonganji, and the roofs of the temples and shrines scattered throughout the city. It's fun to point out places you've visited, saying things like, oh, we were there yesterday. It's the perfect way to reflect on the memories of the trip. And the binoculars at the observation decks are free to use. It's so convenient. Zooming in, you can clearly spot places like Hey, that's Kinkakuji over there. Looking out over the city from above, it feels like tracing the steps of your journey from the sky. Before I knew it, I found myself thinking, Kyoto, I'm definitely coming back here again. Finally, I grabbed a bento from the station's ekiben shop. Watching the scenery go by from the train window, I enjoyed one last moment of Kyoto as the trip came to a close. That wraps up this Kyoto 3-day itinerary for visit to Japan. I hope this journey helps inspire your own Kyoto adventure. Thank you for watching until the end. Safe travels and enjoy your trip.